Hello everyone, I am Ritika Juzkar, Assistant Professor IT Department. So in my previous video, we discussed about what is mean by subnetting in a network layer. So in this video, we learn about what is mean by supernetting in the network layer, and also we discuss the difference between subnetting and supernetting. So first is what is mean by supernetting, or which is also called as aggregation. So it is the opposite of subnetting. In this, the multiple smaller networks are combined together to form a large network. So what is mean by subnetting? In the subnetting, we can divide the network into the smaller continuous network, or a subnets is called as a subnetting. But the supernetting is the opposite to the subnetting. So in the supernetting, in we are using the multiple smaller networks are combined together to form a large network. So why supernetting is used? The routing table contains the entry of a subnet mask for every network. When the router has a big routing table, then it takes a lot of time for the router to process the routing table. So when the router has a big routing table, then it takes a lot of time for the router processing the routing table. So supernetting is used to reduce the size of IP routing table to improve the network routing efficiency. So how does this supernetting is work? All the networks are not suitable for aggregation, or all the networks are not suitable for the supernetting. So there are some rules according to which the network can be aggregated. So for any network to be aggregated, it should follow three rules. So first rule is contiguous. All the network should be contiguous. Then second is the same size. All the network in the supernetting should be of the same size, and also a power of 2, that is 2 raised to n. If we are having the n number of network, so in that case we use the 2 raised to n power, 2 raised to power of 2. Okay, then third is the divisibility. In that, the first network id should be divisible by size of the block. So these are the three rules used in the supernetting. So here, if a binary number is divided by 2 raised to n, the last n bit are the remainder. Okay, if we have 8-bit binary number representation, okay, so it's divided into the 2 raised to n, then the last n bit are the remainder. So there is one example here. Suppose we have four small networks within network ID. Okay, as 201.1.0.0, then second is a 201.1.1.0, then third is a 2.0 and 3.0. So first network ID is a 0.0, then second is a 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0, and both, and the first two decimal numbers are as it is. So check following network can be aggregated or not. So we have this network, we have to check this network is aggregated or not. So by using these three rules, we can check our given network is aggregated or not. So first rule is what? Here the range of the first network is from 201.1.0.0 to 201.1.0.255. Okay, so here we have the range from the 0.0 to the 255. Okay, all the network should be contiguous. Okay, if we have the first network is 0.0, then second is 1.0, then 2.0 and 3.0. Okay, contiguous network. The second rule is same size. All the network are of a class C. Each network has 2 raised to 8, that is 256 host IDs. Okay, so here this given network is a class C network. So in the class C we have 2 raised to 8 network, that is 256 host. Okay, so here the range is between 0 to 255. Then third rule is divisibility. The total size of the network is 4. Okay, here we have total 4 networks are given. So 4 into 2 raised to 8, that is 2 raised to the power 10. So the last 10 bits are remainder if we divide the first IP address by 2 raised to 10. So in order that they are divisible, the last 10 bits should be 0. Okay, so first IP address binary representation is, okay, so this is the first binary representation for 201, then 1. Okay, so what is our first network ID? 201.1.0.0. So we are converting this ID into the binary representation form. So we have to convert this 201 into the binary form, that is 8-bit binary representation, 1 also, then dot 0 and dot 0. Okay, so this is a binary representation of this first network. So the last 10 bits are 0. So here the last 10 bits are 0, 8 bits and then again these 2 bits also 0. Hence it divisible by the size of the network. Hence all the three conditions are satisfied. If in the supernetting we have one condition, we have the first we required our given network is a contiguous or not. Okay, so here the network is a contiguous 0.0, then 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 and so on. Then check same size. All these networks are the same size, 2 raised to the power 8. Then divisibility. Here we have the 4 network. If we are multiplying this 4 into 2 raised to 8, so we get 2 raised to the power 10. So last 10 bits are the remainder if we divide the first IP addresses by 2 raised to 10. Okay, so check for the given network we have last 10 digits are a 0. Okay, so here we, for this particular example, we satisfied all these three conditions: contiguous, same size and divisibility. Okay, so all the three conditions are satisfied for this network. So the next part is, so these four networks, okay, what are the networks given? So these are the four networks can be combined to form a supernet. So the supernet ID or the network ID for all the four networks will be 201.1.0.0. Okay, for this given network, what is our supernetting ID? 201.1.0.0. So here we have router 1, N1, N2. So these are the four networks are connected to this router 1, and we have this one router, and this all the networks are connected to this router 1, that is A, C, B and D, and this router 1 is connected to the router 2 and this router 2 is connected to the internet. Okay, so this is a supernetting, because for this router 1 we are getting the same supernet ID, that is 201.1.0.0. Okay, the next part is the supernet mask. Supernet mask is a 32-bit number where all the fixed bits of the network are represented by 1 and the variable part is represented by 0. So here overall there are 252 usable hosts after the subnetting. So because of subnetting there is a loss in the number of IP addresses. So here in this diagram we have four networks. Okay, so this is the first representation, then second representation, third representation and fourth representation. See here we have zero common is what 201 and 1. The remaining part is 0.0, 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0. So here we are creating 0.0, then 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0. Each network has a binary representation here. So how to find out the supernet mask? So the beats to the left of the red line are fixed. Okay, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड क्या है यहाँ पे सारी फिक्स है 201 के लिए भी ये 1B और ये बस चेंज क्या हो रहा है ये वाली जो लाइंस है वो चेंज हो रही 00 01 10 एंड 11. So the beats to the left of the red line are fixed beats and the beats right of it represent the variable beats. So it represent variable bit. Okay. So here we get these values, representation of the values. So supernet mask is the 255.255.252.0. The next part is the routing table at the router 2. So the routing table at the router 2. So here in this example we have router 1 and routing 2. So in the router 1 we get the IDs are 201 sorry 255.255.252.0. So this is called as a supernet mask. Okay, all the multiple devices are connected to the one network, that is router 1. So find out the router 2 ID. So here the routing table at the router 2 is now reduced and contained only one entry for all the four network. Okay, all the four network contain only one entry for the router 2. Okay, for the router 1 we get four network are connected to the router 1. So here we get the four entries, but in the router 2 we get only the one entry from the router 1. So, but the router 1 needs a routing table which should contain all the four entries because it should have it should know where to forward the packet next. Okay, so this is our network ID, supernet mask, and interface is what E. See here. So this is our network ID. We get this network ID for this router 1. The subnet mask is what 255.255.252.0 for this multiple devices. Okay, so this is our subnet mask for these multiple devices. And interface between this four network and router 2 is what E. Okay, so here. So this is a routing table for router 1 to the router 2. So what are the advantages of supernetting? First is a control and reduce the network traffic. Then helpful to solve the problem of lacking IP addresses. And then third is a minimizes the routing table. Because in this example, all the four networks are connected to this router 1 and this router 1 is connected to the router 2. Okay, so it reduces the routing table. Then the next is a disadvantage of supernetting. First is it cannot cover different area of network when combined, and second is all the network should be in the same class and all IP should be contiguous. ओके, सो डिसएडवांटेज क्या होगा सुपरनेटिंग के अंदर? हमें क्या चाहिए, जो भी नेटवर्क्स हम एक ही राउटर को कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं वो क्या होनी चाहिए, एक ही क्लास के होनी चाहिए. सो ये वाले जो एग्जांपल है यहाँ पे देखो, ये सारे जो नेटवर्क आईडीज है वो क्लास सी से है. सो सारे नेटवर्क आईडी हमें एक ही क्लास से बिलोंग करनी चाहिए. सो दिस इज अ डिसएडवांटेजेस ऑफ सुपरनेटिंग. ओके, द नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज difference between subnetting and supernetting. So in the subnetting is the procedure to divide the network into subnetworks or a small network. But in a supernetting is the procedure to combine the small network into the large space. So in the subnetting, the network addresses bits are increased, but in the supernetting, host address bits are increased. Okay. So here in this supernetting, host addresses, last two address for the class C is what? Host IDs, and the first two addresses is for network ID. So in the supernetting, last bits are for a host IDs. Host bits are increased from 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 and 0.0 also. So subnetting is implemented via the variable length subnet masking, while supernetting is implemented via classless interdomain routing. See here, before subnetting, if you are using the subnetting, the IP address is network identifier and host identifier. And after subnetting, we get network identifier, subnet identifier and host identifier in the subnetting. So here the difference between subnetting and supernetting. First point is subnetting is the procedure to divide the network into the subnetwork, but in the supernetting is the procedure to combine the small network. The second point is in subnetting the network addresses bits are increased. In the supernetting host address bits are increased. Then third point is in subnetting the mask bits are removed mask bits are moved toward the right, while in the supernetting the mask bits are moved toward the left. Then fourth point is subnetting is implemented via variable length subnet mask, and in the supernetting implemented via the classless interdomain routing. And the last point is in subnetting address depletion is reduced or removed, and in the supernetting it is used for simplified routing process. So these are the difference these are the difference between the subnetting and supernetting. Thank you.